Stopped in the middle, right in the task. Cursor keeps blinking. Your hands go still. Not feeling tired now. Not even distracted, just completely done. Suddenly, your brain went silent. And here's the worst part. You didn't choose stopping. It actually happened to you. Everyone called it laziness. So you called it laziness too. You kept repeating it daily until it started feeling true. Until it slowly became you. But that label is wrong. It is dangerously wrong. Because what just happened was not discipline failure. It was a shutdown happening. Not weakness or failure, not even a real flaw. It was a shutdown response. And if this felt familiar, then your biggest failures were never real decisions. They were interruptions happening that you never understood before. And once you understand this, you won't just work differently, you'll stop blaming yourself completely. Your brain does not run on motivation at all. It runs purely on fuel, real measurable biological fuel. Researchers at Stanford Tsai tracked this very clearly. Your prefrontal cortex system, responsible for focus and control, burns glucose very fast. Faster than you actually think. Every decision costs something. Reply now or later. Keep going or stop. Open this or that. Small decisions appear harmless, but constant energy withdrawals happen. Think about your day today. You wake up early morning, your alarm starts ringing loudly. You don't get up immediately, you check your phone first. Notifications, messages, updates. You start scrolling mindlessly, just for 1 minute only. Then another minute passes. You're not even tired now, but you still haven't started. Then you finally get up. What clothes to wear? What food to eat? What messages to reply? You open one app first, then another app again, then another one again. And nothing feels important. But your brain keeps working, evaluating, choosing, filtering constantly. Before your real day begins, you've already spent energy. When you finally sit down to do something meaningful, you are not starting fresh. You are starting already reduced, not empty enough to notice, but low enough to resist. And this is where it shifts. Your brain cannot distinguish physical exhaustion from mental fatigue. Both feel completely identical. So it reacts the same way. You sit down for work. You open the file slowly. Read the very first line. And something inside you disconnects. Not loudly or suddenly, but quietly and subtly. Your attention starts slipping. Your eyes begin drifting slowly. Your hand reaches the phone without even asking you. And in that exact moment, you don't feel distracted. You feel a strange relief. That's exactly the trap. Because relief feels justified. It feels completely earned. But what actually happened, your brain reduced the load just to protect itself. And it will repeat this every single time you cross a threshold. Every time you resist something, a distraction, urge, or reaction, you spend cognitive energy. This builds very quietly, like pressure building slowly. You don't notice it rising until suddenly something breaks. Because once threshold crosses, your behavior doesn't weaken. It switches instantly. You've already felt this. You were working normally, focused and consistent before, and suddenly everything changed. You just couldn't continue. Same task still there. Same room around you, but completely different state. And here it gets uncomfortable. Your brain doesn't just stop you. It changes your perception entirely. The task feels heavier now, harder, meaningless suddenly. Like it was never worth doing, not because task changed, because your brain changed. A 2023 study in Nature Neuroscience clearly showed something important. Glutamate starts accumulating inside your prefrontal cortex. When levels rise too high, your brain forces disengagement, not suggesting forcing completely. You don't actually quit. Your brain ends the task. And then it explains it. This is not working. You can do it later. This feels too much now. But that voice isn't truth. It is just a cover story, a signal disguised as reasoning. You were never inconsistent, you were simply losing signal. And that changes everything. You were solving wrong problem, not the wrong task actually. And until you fix this, this pattern keeps repeating, again and again endlessly. Before starting anything new, your brain runs predictions first. Effort versus reward calculation. Cost versus outcome estimation. If effort feels too high, your brain disengages early, even before proper starting. This is effort discounting effect. But here's the real flaw. Your prediction is often wrong, not slightly off, completely wrong. Think about avoided tasks, that task sitting in your mind for days or even weeks. Whenever you think about it, it feels heavy immediately, like it will drain energy, like it will take hours. So you delay it again, and again, repeatedly. But one day you start, reluctantly, without motivation. And 10 minutes later, you notice something strange. It isn't actually that hard. It feels manageable now, even surprisingly simple. That gap right there between expectation and reality, that is the real problem. Researchers at MIT McGovern Institute found something extremely important. Dopamine drives expectations, not just rewards completion. Anticipatory dopamine signal activates before action begins. When brain predicts failure, this signal collapses early, so you sit down quietly, open the file slowly, and feel absolutely nothing, no urgency or drive. Because system already decided this is not worth doing. This is the trap. A closed feedback system, a repeating loop pattern, the prediction error loop, where low expectation kills all action, and no action confirms expectation again. And once inside this, more effort makes it worse. Because effort pulls energy from same depleted system. So the real question is, how do you break it? Your brain updates itself based on one thing only in completed actions. Not intentions or plans. Only completed actions matter. MIT research confirms this clearly. Small completed actions restore dopamine signaling again, not big achievements needed. Small finishes are enough. So solution isn't intensity, it is interruption strategy. You replace one loop with a better loop. The completion loop system. 3 simple rules apply. Easy even during resistance. Rule 1, start smaller than expected. Not what you should do, what you can finish instantly. Open the document now, write just one sentence. That is enough start. Because small start bypasses resistance. Rule 2, finish quickly without expansion. Don't optimize or overthink. Close the loop fast. Brain rewards completion only, not effort or struggle. Rule 3, stack immediately without delay. One finish leads next start. No pause or thinking gap. You send one message, then immediately another. You write one line, then write another line. Momentum builds instantly before resistance returns again. Finish small tasks, start again quickly. Stack wins continuously. That is the loop. And here's what changes. First completion feels small. Second feels easier already. Third feels natural now. Fourth feels automatic movement. You stop forcing yourself, you just keep moving forward. And once movement begins, your brain updates prediction. I can actually do this. I finish what I start. That becomes your baseline. Not motivation anymore. Not discipline anymore. Expectation becomes everything. And expectation drives behavior. You didn't quit because lazy. You quit because your brain was trying to protect you. Now you can clearly see it. And once you see it, you can interrupt it. And once you interrupt, you can change everything. From this point forward, next time you stop suddenly, mid-task or mid-thought, you won't call it laziness. You will recognize it clearly, a signal, a system, pattern, something you can break now because it was never you. It was the loop underneath. And now, you don't just understand it. You can override it completely.